button right now.
Should we?
I don't think either of you guys have issues with projecting because the mic is a little bit behind you, so I think your voices will be good.
Good effort for patrons pass by. We're in the middle of something.
Oh, and we're gonna scream so loud. Let's try not to scream any F-bombs since the door is like slightly cracked open.
Kill that Medusa looking shit. Kill her good.
Get her. Alright, so for everybody that will be checking this out later, this is Monster of the Week. It's akin to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Supernatural, X-Files. It's just about giving people cool moments to just kick some monster butt.
Mm-hmm.
So, how about we introduce characters first, and then I'll kind of go over like how this is gonna go as far as playing. So, who would like to go first?
Guess I'll go first.
Cool.
Introduce yourself. Wait for everyone to catch up so you can. Wait for everyone to catch up so you can do your just go around the group on your turn. Introduce your flake by name and look. If they know about you. Oh.
Don't worry too much about the relations part right now,
I'll say all I have is history.
because what we'll do is we can establish a history for you guys
All right.
once we get you both introduced. So
All
go
right.
ahead and kick us off.
My flake's name is Barnaby,
Nice.
and they are a concealed type with very searching eyes and noticeably ratty clothes. Then again, it is Oklahoma in the summer, fall, winter,
We're gonna go fall.
fall. Yeah, it's like pulling out all the lanky, grubby stuff to blend in with the leaves because I don't very much like to be seen, but I like to see everything. So I
Nice.
make to blend in the best I can, and I guess they would know about me. Is like there would probably be rumors like there's some really weird creep hanging around the park all the time. He's always looking into the trees for some reason. That's weird.
Okay.
Like, I would be like there's this weird. I'd be the rumor of the weird guy
All right.
or person since they can't tell. It's just all bundled up like Kenny from South Park, but
Nice.
even more poor looking.
Oh, that's sad. That's impressive, but sad. Oh no. All right, Daniel. Who do you got?
Okay, I'm going to be the spooky by the name of William LaFoe.
Oh, that's nice.
I am, once was an aspiring actor who couldn't
Okay.
make the bus fare to get out to Los Angeles from Oklahoma. So just sort of maybe I'll become acquainted with Barnaby because I also sort of, well, first of all, I'm a man with unblinking eyes who wears ratty clothes and sort of, you know, I'm a man of culture. I'm always trying
Nice.
to put on productions, you know, local theater and all that. Maybe in the park, maybe I'll invite Barnaby to be part of one of my stage plays.
Is this part of your history?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
That's just what I was thinking. Not very charming. He also gets -1 to cool. But he does get buffs to sharp, tough, and weird.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Being the spooky, sometimes he gets premonitions and hunches,
Okay.
which might help us in whatever our quest ends up being. Also some jinx abilities, so I can sort of roll to like interfere in like a fight, or give my bud a buff. I also carry a shotgun and a big knife.
Nice. Nice.
You got 2 normal weapons. Nice. Meanwhile, I guess you and I would know each other because I've been keeping an eye on you because you're somehow tied into it. I can feel it. It's in the wind. The birds have said it, sang it across the meadows. I know, man. And all the people would know about me is somehow he's carrying a He always carries a guitar case on his back that may or may not be filled with shotgun shells and accompanying
Jesus.
accessories, as well as a bandolier with throwing knives and a secret sleeve pistol.
Oh, that's nice.
That you never know when you're going to need it.
Oh, you
Or
never
who's
know when you
gonna
need
need it.
Yeah, you never know when you need a sleeve pistol.
I was tempted to go with each other through cryptozoology and conspiracy theory websites. I'm like, nah, he's an actor. Unless he was researching that for a part. It's like internet forums, man. You never know who you're gonna meet.
Oh, cursed Craigslist. So Craigslist.
I emphasized sharp and weird at the expense of tough because I can weasel my way out of most anything, I should suppose.
Nice, nice. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out for you guys. Alright, so just a quick rundown for how this game goes is this is basically just a conversation between you guys and me, the keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll tell you things about your environment and the people you interact with, and then based on each situation, there's usually a move for what you'd like to do. And all of those can be found in your guys' Hunter Moves agenda. So,
It's fluff with occasional encounters.
exactly. So I'm going to read to you guys a brief little excerpt about where you're at, and then we'll get to what you guys are doing. So, our story takes place in Reasnor, Oklahoma. So Reasnor is a quaint town where everybody struggles to carve their own legacy. The setting is very close-knit, and most people know everyone here. It's rather rainy/cold all year round. Reasnor's rather unremarkable, known mostly as a pit stop to a more exciting destination along the trip. The people of this town are hardworking and mostly earnest. The unspoken truth is you either find what makes you special and forge a path out, or you remain in Reasnor until your flame sputters out. So today is September 30th, 2020, and Holton Troy, a powerful businessman, just acquired another computer company's assets and effectively squashed a large portion of his business's competition. So Razor Tech is at the crux of half of the country's daily life and on the rise in the other half. To celebrate this monumentous accomplishment, he's holding an investors gala at the Walden Banquet Hall at the center of town to donate $1 million to any up-and-coming entrepreneur who proves himself as a savvy business person like himself. So, people from all over town and outside the state have come to win Holton's blessing, but only one will receive his financial support. So, describe to me what you guys are doing today. What's a normal day look like for you guys right now?
Bird watching. People watching. Birds watching people. My daily life.
Nice.
The birds tell me everything.
Well, in addition to writing my screenplay I've been working on for the past couple months, been trying to put on a production of Mice and Men for all the kids, but every time I go to the elementary school to pitch it to the principal, they don't think the subject matter is very appropriate for the children, and they don't really want me hanging around. I don't understand. I mean, everyone knows me, and you know, if you can't let the local homeless thespian, well, no, I wouldn't say homeless because they do let me sleep under the stage at the middle school, which is very kind.
Oh God.
Janice, the janitor, she's very nice to me. She treats me well, but
Oh no.
yeah, screenplay. That's what I've been doing.
Nice, nice.
I monitor the traffic that's moving towards the town hall.
Yep, the Walden Town Hall.
They're scaring the birds. I don't like this at all.
So, as you guys are kind of going about your normal stuff today in the park, we're gonna say that the park is pretty close in proximity to where this big event's going down. You can like see some of the big people filing in. It's got a lot of media coverage, and by like a lot, I don't mean like a lot for normal standards, but for Reasnor, it's a lot. You see probably 2 or 3 different reporters trying to get the same story, and they're all kind of asking pretty amateurish questions. People are kind of just glancing right by them. They're trying to get anyone to make a statement, but no one's really feeling it. Everyone's got their like eye on the prize. They're like, we got to get that endorsement.
Well, that's really odd because I tried to get on TV. I offered to be on camera for the news reporters. They didn't want me.
That's insane. I mean, now could be a great moment to get some screen time.
It could be my breakout.
It could be. It absolutely could be. Would you like to go over there?
Oh, sure. Hey, Miss News Reporter. So, I know you're covering the big event tonight, but so here the thing is, I was going to apply for the entrepreneur grant competition thing. Is it okay? Whatever that was. I want to open up my own theater, right? I think this Mr. Technology man, what's his name?
Mr. Holton?
Mr. Holton. I feel maybe we have a connection. Sometimes I get hunches like that. I think deep down he might be an artist, a thespian, just like me, and I'm looking for some financial support. So, you think it's possible I could get on TV, make my pitch to the big man?
Well, you're on TV right now. The cameras are rolling right now. I don't know if he's watching, but he will be here in probably within the hour. Do you maybe want to act something out for the camera? Show us why he should give you his endorsement.
Oh, sure. Well, we'll see. It's actually funny you ask because I've been working on a screenplay recently.
Really?
It's no big deal. It's nothing big, but oh shoot. Oh crap. I left it at home. My screenplay's at home. Can you give me like 5 minutes?
Yeah,
sure. I think. Oh, did I leave it? I left it in the park under the bench. I'll be right back. 2 minutes, okay? Don't go anywhere.
I'll be here.
Okay.
So she's noticeably frazzled. She's just like, what the heck? She's like looking at her cameraman like, is he coming back? Like, what? Should we be covering this?
Is this news?
Is this news? Is essentially like her whole expression just reads, is this news? And Barnaby, what are you doing while
Barnaby
this
is
going
perched
on?
over a park bench right now. Just L style, like feet up on the bench, like, Mr. Holton seems to have fingers in a lot of pies. A lot of power going through there. Might be worth keeping a few tabs on. Right, my little pigeons?
That is a solid pigeon.
Yes. Good.
So I'm gonna say,
Fly and be free.
while you're kind of like observing all this go on, you're kind of just sitting with the pigeons. You see a man with a really big winter coat. He's got a very scruffy beard, and he's walking into town hall with this giant just case. You think that the case might be like for like an instrument of some sort, but
seems familiar.
it doesn't look like it would be the shape of any type of instrument you've seen.
Yeah,
it's more like a chest.
Is there like some sort of like check I can make where I can like read if like, cause I do a similar shtick
Yeah.
where I'm carrying it. Could I read maybe if like that, if like there's a similar thing going on, like he's not exactly carrying an instrument in there?
Go ahead. That'd be investigate a mystery. So
Sharp.
yeah, so
Excellent.
roll that, and then you'll add your sharp modifier. If you get a 7 to 9, you get hold 1. If you get a 10 plus, you get hold 2. And on holds, you basically get to ask me any one of the questions listed on the hunter sheet. Those questions will be: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What is being concealed here? And what is it going to do?
First roll of the night, people.
What you get?
That is an 11.
You get an 11. So on an 11, you get a hold 2. So you can ask me 2 of those questions.
All right. What can I read what that man is going to do inside there?
So, judging by how briskly he's walking, it looks like he's trying to avoid the media right now.
Mhm.
He's heading into what looks like the area where a bunch of the different entrepreneurs are kind of gathering to kind of, get ready to pitch themselves to Holton. You don't see anything too unnatural about the box. I'd say the box is probably... Think about it as like sort of like... It's like the size of probably like a small chest, kind of. You don't think he can fit anything bigger than like maybe a cello in there, if it is an instrument. And he seems to be handling it rather roughly, just kind of just hoisting it up the like stone steps leading into the town hall. He's not being careful with it at all.
Can I read what this man is capable of? Like, what can it do?
So far,
Does he seem like dangerous or perhaps potentially... Yeah, I just want to read if he can be a problem for those who want in.
he doesn't look like he's trying to cause a problem for anyone. Like, your initial read of him, he looks like a regular dude, maybe like lower on the like social skills totem pole, but other than that, he doesn't look like he'd be like that threatening guy. Like, picture like kind of a really sad like language arts teacher who looks like he doesn't maybe eat the most. He looks like he's kind of
And
withering
the school
away.
allows him to have a big bushy beard.
Yeah, he looks like he's
Even
not
though
like
it's fake.
he looks like he's not having like the best of years, to say the least.
Alright. That seems to be my hold. I can pull there. Doobity-doobity-doo.
And I'd say like in that span of time, William, you've probably gotten your screenplay by now and making your way back.
Is he on the park bench still, Barnaby?
Barnaby? Are you still on the bench, Barnaby? Or are you?
I believe so.
Yeah. All right, he's still on the bench.
Okay. Oh, Barnaby, thank goodness you're here. Oh, there it is, my screenplay.
I
left
told
it under the
you
bench.
never to use my name in public.
And so what should I call you?
You.
You. Listen, you. This is my big break. I know it. I can feel it. You know I have a sense for these things. I'm gonna need you to act out a scene with me, okay? You're gonna play Elise. Can you be Elise?
Look, man, you're not gonna be able to get those damn kids to pay attention to Steinbeck. I've told you this. If I told you once, I've told you 43 times.
No, this is
That's
my...
one more than 42.
This is my screenplay. We're gonna change the world, you. Well, what have you got going on?
You know, if you'd like to roll, you could roll to manipulate someone right now. You can roll that.
I demand a saving throw.
So, if you're using it on another hunter, essentially, you're going to roll your 2d6, and you're going to add your charm. If you get a 7 and 9, they mark experience if they do what you ask. They can say not to. If you get a 10, they do what you ask. If you get a 10 plus, if they do what you ask, they mark experience, and you get a +1 forward. So +1 forward means anything you're doing related to whatever you're rolling for beyond now, you get an instant +1 on. And then if you get a 12 or more, they have to act under pressure to resist your request. If they do what you ask, they mark experience, and you take 1 ongoing while he's doing what you ask. So anything he's doing related to what you ask, you get a +1 on.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your d6s.
The situation seems rigged.
I do have a +0 charm, so this is all in the dice.
Oh lord.
It's a
It's a 9.
You get a 9.
Alright, where does that put me?
They mark experience.
So you have the choice to do what he wants. If you do, you get to mark experience. And that'll bring you closer to leveling up. So what do you say to him to try to convince him to do this? How are you trying to manipulate him for this?
Please, buddy, I'm begging you. How long have we known each other? 10 years we've been bumping into each other occasionally in this park. Please do it for old William.
I see you've expanded your experience with me by 4 years. So, since you're so desperate, I guess I'll go along with you this one, since this time it doesn't involve children.
Oh my god.
Thank you, thank you.
That's ominous. Go ahead and mark experience down there, Barnaby.
I'm so allergic to those damn things. Why do they keep having them? God.
Alright, so you guys are back in front of the camera. Paint the scene for us. What's your grand screenplay's opening scene?
All right, so main character Jerry, okay,
Alright.
comes home to his beautiful pregnant wife Elise. played by my friend here. Okay.
I would like to flavor that I summoned some pigeons
Oh
to
my
put
God.
under my sweatshirt to
Yes. Absolutely.
calm. It's fine.
Oh god.
We're good for now. You will feed later.
Oh no.
You will feed very well for this.
Oh god. Go ahead, act out the scene.
Alright.
The reporters they got the cameras tuned in. They're very interested now that he brought the pigeons in.
Honey, I'm home.
Oh dear, I seem to have forgotten the roast that you wanted for your anniversary dinner. Will you please forgive me? Please. That's a lot of E's there, William.
You performed it beautifully. Honey, it's okay. Of course I'll forgive you. And I have good news. I got the big promotion at work today. How do you like that, honey?
I'm so glad to be married to now the most senior rat catcher in all of the county. You sure are a catch for me.
That's not all. Wait till you hear this. I'm also getting a company. Well, it's not a company car, but it's a moped.
Oh god.
What do you say? Want to take her for a spin?
You do know I love my monocycles.
This is amazing.
I can't turn you down, you sweet thing. Take me away.
Not before I get a little smooch.
Oh god.
Come on. Barnaby.
Barnaby
It's
holds out.
comfortable.
Barnaby holds out a fist like the "Hey kids,"
Oh
and
god.
and does it like.
While you guys are acting this out, the cameraman's like rolling his eyes, but like the reporter, like the lady that's reporting, is just sobbing. She's just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so emotionally potent. I really hope you get this endorsement. This is beautiful." The camera guy just pulls out a cigarette. Oh god. Oh brother.
All right. And scene. Okay. Hey, thank you folks so much. Hey, listen, you have a tape by any chance? Can you burn a VHS for me real quick?
So at this point, there's like a pigeon poking its head out of my sweatshirt, like collar, like. It's trying desperately to escape its cloth prison.
Oh god. The cameraman's just like gesturing for her to just get the heck out of there, and she's just like, I swear. And she like reaches for your hand and she holds it. I will get you a copy of this. Only if you allow me to have one too.
Of course, miss.
Will you sign it?
I would love to.
Oh, thank you so much. That was a beautiful performance. You did great too. What was your name?
Eunice.
Eunice. That was beautiful. I can tell you guys are really close.
Anyway, thank you, Barnaby. Means a lot to me.
What other gear do I have on me besides my clothes, my weapons?
I don't know. What would it make sense for Barnaby to have?
Can I have duct tape?
You want duct tape? Yeah, for sure. Go for it. Duct tape's fine. Why do you need duct tape?
I go. I put one over his mouth, and I put one over the reporter's mouth, like, you repeat that name to no one.
Oh my god. The reporters.
And the pigeons will respect you
Oh my god.
and your future children.
I'm sorry, you don't have to use your real name.
I almost want to ask for a taser at this point. It's like, you failed again. You failed me again, William.
Oh my gosh. The
But I'm not
reporter's
gonna
gonna
do
take the
that.
tape off, and she's just gonna look at you and be like, "Is he always like this? He's a little bit
Assuming my gender, you are a true SJW queen.
Oh my god. Your friend here is quite interesting."
he's eccentric, you know, but he's a good guy, I think. Well, to be honest, we don't spend a lot of time around each other, but he was very kind to help me out like this today.
For sure, for sure. Well, we have a couple more reports we have to get, but best of luck to you on your way up, and just remember everybody down in Oklahoma, like, once you hit the big time.
Thank you. I think this is really
The cameraman and I are exchanging weary looks like. It's like, give me one of those.
Oh my god.
And I put it in front of the bandana, like,
You put it in front, and you're just smoking through the bandana. That's fun. I like that. So, I assume you're trying your hardest to get Halton Troy's endorsement now.
Of course.
That's on your radar now. So,
everyone wants money. That's all everyone wants. No one wants respect. No one wants friendship. No one even wants companionship. They all just want money. Gee, crying.
Halton Troy could be a very powerful friend. That might be something worth even more than his monetary support. TBH.
The powerful get even more powerful with each passing day, and none of them want to share.
So, I assume if you're interested in getting this endorsement, you'd like to join the festivities?
Of course.
I released the pigeons, like,
I was wondering about that.
like
I was wondering.
I imagine like one or two stick around on my shoulders, like my constant companion's like, yeah, it's good. Here, have some corn.
Nice.
But, you know, Mr. LaFoe is, of course, a man of honor, so I would probably want to tell my friend here I'm eternally grateful to you, and is there anything I can do for you?
Looks towards the city hall, looks toward him. You know, I'm rather fond of disguises. Could you go inside there and purloin me perhaps a waiter uniform so I can get in there and maybe just check in and see if my theories are coming together?
Well, I suppose so. I'll do my best.
After all, you know everyone, oh sweetheart, the greatest catch of my days. Seriously, man, there are 6 E's in that please. You went to college, I assume.
Well, I tried. I went
That
to
is very apparent.
the Reasnor Community College for about half a semester.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I failed writing 150, or I dropped out. It's actually sort of funny. My professor, she couldn't get me to stop writing too many vowels in all my words in my
Oh
screenplay.
my god.
Was this the one who was friends with your late mother? Was this the one who was secretly your twin sister?
Yep.
Just a hard yep. God.
You are interesting in the worst ways, William.
So you're sending William in to get this disguise for you. You're
Yeah, so
posting
I
out-
can get in like, I don't like being behind on anything. I'll use him. He used me, I get to use him. It's only fair.
All right. So you're gonna pursue that line of that line of goal now. All right. So upon heading in, the first thing you see is that everything is just decorated very extravagantly. Like, it does not look like this rustic little town hall center is capable of housing the types of decorations they put in. Like, there's like lots of just sparkling just streamers and stuff. There's a lot of just LED monitors wheeled in with pictures of Halton Troy on them, just displaying what you assume is probably like his portrait like photo that he had, several people spend hours upon hours
They're
getting
all
the
just the
lighting
same
right.
photoshopped smile and different poses on the body.
It's essentially that. It's the same smile. It's just like a very light businessman
We're
smile.
just
like-
tilted this way and then tilted that way, and this time holding a football.
Yeah, like he can't like let anyone have like it betrayed that he feels actual human emotion. This is like the mass-produced human emotion. And you see a huge spread of food just lined up everywhere. Tables everywhere. People are just mingling. They've got alcohol and champagne, and it seems like it's a pretty fun vibe for everybody. Everybody seems pretty lively. And around the room, you see several people on the wait staff, just kind of, refreshing people's drinks, moving out food, moving in food, doing waiter stuff. So yeah, what would you like to do?
I suppose this is where I employ my skills as a thespian to try and acquiesce a waiter's uniform for my friend. Excuse me, so I'm sorry to bother you. I'm supposed to be one of the waiters tonight. My name's William. I'm William the waiter. Where do I find my uniform?
Most legendary waitstaff.
I don't remember there being a William on the staff list. Are you sure you're in the right place?
Yeah, I'm covering someone's shift. They called in sick.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna have you roll to manipulate someone. So the rolls for manipulating an NPC are a teeny bit different. So on a 7 to 9, they do it for you, but only if you do something to show them that you mean it. On a 10 plus, they do it for the reason you give them. Mm-hmm. And then on a 12 plus, they do what you want right now, and they become your ally for the rest of the mystery. So you're going to add your charm, which I think you said it was a flat roll for you. You don't have any charm on you?
That's correct.
All right, show me them double sixes.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
10 is good. So they do it for the reason you gave them. So he's gonna, he's gonna check the roster. He's gonna be like, oh, was it Mark? Was he the one? Did he call off?
Yeah, it was Mark. Yeah, we go way back, Mark and I.
As the 4th time he has called off on one of these events, you can never get that guy to show up. Hard worker, but he never shows up.
He's a good guy.
Oh my goodness.
The ultimate paradox, Mark. Great worker, just never is there.
God, that freaking pigeon head. All right. So he's gonna lead you back to like the back kitchen, and when you get to the back kitchen, you see like there's a little restroom attached to it. He's gonna be like, all right, if you head over there, right in the closet next to the restroom, there should be a couple of uniforms. Mark probably left his here. He never freaking shows up, so he probably didn't even take it home with him. So that'd be my best bet where you'd find a uniform.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. What was your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Grayson.
Grayson
Yeah.
the waiter. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you. Thanks
Please,
for
I'm a maitre d'. I'm the super waiter.
thank you for thanks for covering for Mark.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
All right. So as you head over there, you find a uniform that miraculously fits you perfectly. And you notice that you and Barnaby kind of have a similar build too. So your first thought is this will probably fit Barnaby pretty well too. So now that you have the uniform, what would you like to do?
Well, I suppose I ought to report back to Barnaby, but first,
Barnaby is up in the windowsill. It's above him.
Oh my God.
I wonder, is Holton Troy in the building right now?
Holton Troy, he's probably in the backstage area getting ready for the festivities tonight. He's probably running through what he's gonna say. He's gonna give a big speech, and then the whole night's just gonna be people trying to wine and dine him, essentially. So he's probably backstage bracing for that.
Backstage is a very comfortable area for me.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't hurt to just
Take a peek.
take a peek back there,
All right.
familiarize myself with the space.
Cool.
As he exits, I'm just like, it's like waiting outside. Like, yes.
So as you head out, you're kind of just like walking around, and you notice there's a lot of people in here, so it's a little tough to maneuver, but you find your way backstage. And as you get backstage, you see Holton Troy standing towards a little makeup counter, sort of. How they had like the mirror with, the whole vanity and everything.
You have to make him look human after all.
Yeah, exactly. And he's there with a younger female. She looks like she's probably in her mid-20s, and she's kind of just talking really fast, kind of like running over like everything he should be aware of for the night. Trying, she looks like she's probably his public relations person, or
His PA.
yeah, or even a PA. You're not entirely sure, but it looks like it's something close to Holton. So, as they're kind of like sitting over there, Holton actually sees you, and he motions for you to come over. He gives you a nice little wave, and he's like, "Come here."
Hello there, sir.
Hi. I couldn't help but notice that there's something strange about you. In a good way. I don't mean that offensively. It's a vibe that I'm feeling from you. Something ambitious.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah. I don't mean to brag. I am an aspiring. I am a playwright.
Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. I love the theater, actually.
Oh, that's great.
I
I'm
really
so glad
do.
to hear that. Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been in the business?
Oh, well, let's see. What's that? It was 10 years ago I tried to catch the bus to LA. That didn't quite work out.
Oh, no.
So I've been around town, just, directing the middle school
Okay.
play. Well,
Okay.
not directing so much, but sometimes I sleep under the stage in the middle school.
Oh. Interesting.
And I just sort of observe, and I offer notes sometimes, but then got some complaints from the parents, and I gotta be quiet now.
Ominous voice comes from under the stage during the show.
Clarissa's like,
It's perfect, Susie. Ah, it's beautiful.
Clarissa's like noticeably like taken back by those couple of tidbits, and she's just like, well, what was your name again?
William LaFoe.
William. It's really nice meeting you, but we actually have a very tight schedule. But if you're gonna be around tonight, feel free to stop by, say hi. But Mr. Holton actually needs to get ready to issue his statement to the group tonight, so.
Of course, I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. Well, you have a good rest of your night if we don't see you around, and if we do, we'll be seeing you. And she's just like kind of frantically kind of like shoves Holton away, and Holton's just like, "What? I was having fun." And she's just like, "We gotta go."
He was a fascinating character. I must know more. I myself want to be interesting to the people.
That's exactly what he's probably thinking, actually.
He's so good at it. How does he do it? He's a natural.
So, as a playwright, you kind of understand that there's a lot of backstage stuff going on. And you see a bunch of people kind of, like motioning to get things ready. You see people getting like a teleprompter set up. You see people, hustling to get different light setups going. It looks like you see like a little timer. It's got like a 5-minute warning on it before they like have like the first like announcement go through. So things are very noticeably busy back here. So now that you have encountered Holton, what would you like to do now?
Well, Barnaby didn't look very pleased with me earlier when he was in the window. I better.
Did he see me? That was my question. Like, was I just like there, like in the background, like an insidious scare,
God.
or was he like, oh, hi Barnaby, I'll be back in a second.
It's probably like one of those things where like he's probably like stretching, getting ready to head back, and he just kind of like while tilting his head, kind of just caught a glimpse of you. He's like, oh, sorry, I had something I had to do. That's what I was doing. So you head back outside. Barnaby's waiting for you. Deliver to him the good news.
So, Bon, great news. I got to meet Mr. Holton Troy backstage. He's a really nice guy. I think you'd like him.
Mm-hmm. He now has like Barbie now has like the banner raised over his eyes like Rorschach style, so he's like eating like a thing of corn. Like,
Oh my gosh.
What's the matter? You don't seem too pleased with me.
just give me the uniform.
Of course, yeah. Oh, that's right. You
Are
wanted
you
me
wearing your normal
to.
clothes underneath the waiting uniform? It's bulging and
What did you do? Describe to me what you do with the uniform.
Well, I didn't want to sort of look suspicious, like carrying a bundle around this building with me, so I kind of just put the vest and the collared shirt,
Nice.
on over. The vest goes under the shirt, right?
Yeah,
That's how-
absolutely. For sure. Oh my god.
But of course,
Give me that shit. Give me.
of course I'll take it off for you.
And nobody even seemed to notice either. Like, everybody was like, oh, that looks normal.
I think I make a pretty handsome figure in nice dress clothes.
Oh,
So,
That sounds like a
Absolutely.
cool role.
That seemed like not even a cool role. Like, that just worked. That was just straight up cool. All right, so now that I assume you just put on the waiter uniform.
I put on the uniform, and to finish it off, a like little 6 surgical mask to cover the bottom of my face. To like, yep, perfect. I'm all dressed. And I
Nice.
just go in there, put on like some tinted glasses I have in my little backpack. Like, there we go.
Cool.
So that way I'm still kind of looking normal, but still like, all right, time to go to work. Just roll like a little paper towel over my hand, like do.
Nice.
Yep, I'm not suspicious. Going to wait on people tonight. Do.
So I'll describe a little bit more of the setting for you now that you're inside too. So the first thing you see is you see everybody kind of gathered around like the main area. It looks like they're getting ready to do a big announcement. And as you're sort of watching people gather around, you see a man at the refreshments table, and he looks noticeably uncomfortable.
Do I recognize this man?
You do not recognize him. He doesn't look like he's from town. So I guess you would recognize him as an outsider.
I recognize him in that I don't recognize him.
Exactly. I think that would be a very Barnaby way of recognizing someone for you, actually. He's like over there, and he looks like he's like just kind of
The
like...
hitting code in the pigeon crate was right.
He keeps like taking out his cell phone and staring at it, and then locking it, and then putting it in his pocket, and then like pacing a bit, and then taking out his phone, and then looking at it, and he just keeps repeating.
I go over to, I collect like an empty tray, and like I assume like he has a glass or something that he's like
He is-
been like fumbling with. And
He is definitely down like 3 different margaritas.
all right, I walk over with an empty tray like, excuse me, sir, may I take those glasses from you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here you go. Sorry, I'm spacing out. Sorry. Here you go. And he kind of like fumbles to give you the glasses. Like it looks like he's shaking a little bit. Not like a like he's like sick type of shaking, but like sort of like just a nervous shake. Like his hand has like the slightest of tremble to it as he sets each glass down on the tray.
Perhaps a cup of coffee to complement your imbibements tonight.
That sounds really nice, actually. Thank you.
I nod and I waltz away, just go towards like the waiting revolving door, throw the tray in there, and then like just through the door, and then immediately make my way to the coffee table and just like
Oh god.
like stirring like this person like cream. No, black is best. Black is always best for the alcohol.
Nice.
Narrows eyes, the thought of alcohol.
Do you not like? Does Barnaby not like alcohol?
Barnaby has seen the true evil of the world, first-hand through capitalism and second-hand through alcohol.
All right. So let it be known that Barnaby is not a capitalist, nor is he a fan of the alcohol. So when you say when you return with the coffee, the man is like kind of just like leaning against the table a little bit, and he takes it from you. Like you're finally like taking inventory of this guy. He's a rather large figure. He's a big boy. He's 6 feet tall.
I can relate to that.
He's pretty built, not in like the like, oh, this man's like a tank, but he's, a little paunchy. And he looks like he's probably in his late 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He's African American. He's got sort of like a salt and pepper kind of thing going on with like his facial hair, and his he's got kind of a receding hairline too.
I'm imagining Danny Glover via Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, there you go. And he's dressed in a really sharp suit, and he's got a briefcase with him, and he has a little they have like a little "Hi, my name is" tag. Like everybody in the room has like little "Hi, my name is" tags, but everybody's like kind of like made it a point to not only have like their name but their profession on it too. And when you look at it, you see Richard Thomas, prosecuting attorney. So he takes the coffee from you, and he just takes a huge sip of it. He just basically he just pounds that bad boy down, just one sip, and he gasps for a bit.
As he's doing that, I turn around and notice that I don't have my name tag, and I just go over there. Hi, my name is Eustace.
There you go. That's actually a good addition to the uniform. Makes it blend in a bit more.
Here, that's a strange waiter just wearing a mask over their face and carrying a cup of coffee. Interesting. How do they do it?
Then he puts the name tag on. It's like, oh, that's normal now. That's fine.
There we go.
There you go. That was what was weirding me out. So, Richard's gonna kind of hold out his hand to shake yours. And he's gonna be like, "Thank you a lot for the coffee. That actually helped me a lot. I don't mean to dump all of my stuff on you, but it's been a really rough afternoon for me. My brother's actually supposed to be coming out for this, and we're hoping to talk to Holton together. We're trying to start our own law firm together. He's my baby brother, and he's got a really bad habit of being late. And I really wanted him to make a really good impression by being on time, because this is incredibly important, and he's not communicating, and it's really stressful."
I did not realize this was an appointment-based presentation. I thought it was just first come, first serve, as they will present to the Mr. Creighton? No.
Holton.
Holton.
It's not an appointment-based thing so much as I was really hoping we could get in and really leave a good first impression right off the bat, because they say the first 2-3 people, when you meet new people, those are the names that stand out. Then everything else just gone, in one ear out the other. Unless you do something remarkable, you really gotta win it in those first few encounters.
Unless you're the last person they see, and you make a hell of a good impression by just being you.
His face just takes on a wide expression of shock. He's like, "Oh my! I didn't even think about that. Oh my god! I thought about every scenario for this. I did not think of that one."
Imagine, if you will, that they all waste their breath in expansion, and you just waltz in right as they're closing up shop, and just, it's laser focus.
My god, you're right. It looks like he's just completely rethinking the last 30 years of his life.
Halfway through the galaxy brain, chart.
Yeah. He's just oh no, I'm a fool, an absolute buffoon. So he's gonna as he has that revelation, he's gonna go back to the refreshment table, and you see him just pick up 2 more margaritas, and you just hear him under his breath. He's just oh, it's gonna be a long night. So, as that's wrapping up, Holton actually takes the stage, and he takes his wine glass and he just kind of clinks it with his fork, and he's just like, "Ladies, gentlemen, thank you all for coming out tonight to celebrate this monumentous occasion in Razor Technologies. Just stride to the top."
Is William inside the place now, or is he just sticking outside?
You'd be inside, I think, for sure.
Just making sure to be that man was wearing a waiting uniform a minute ago. No, he's not.
I mean, that might be something someone actually thinks throughout the night, depending on who you encounter. Grayson probably will be a little confused when you show up. So he's gonna keep going, and he's gonna be.
But I've got a new name tag.
There you go. That's true. So, but you have
And
the
I'm wearing
mask
a
now
mask.
too. So he might be.
Yeah.
This could go one of two ways.
Wait a minute. I recognize that wine stain on that corner of the shirt. Hold on.
He's either going to be completely thrown off and be like, "All right, that's weird but normal," or he's going to be like, "All right, that's not normal, that's weird." So, Holton is, the whole time he's speaking, it actually looks really, really shoddy and kind of pretentious, but they have a PowerPoint behind him, and it's just a bunch of different moments of him just from his life, just a bunch of still photos of him doing different things. There's a picture of him starting his first computer programming thing. He's sitting at a desk starting his own string of code.
I still imagine his every picture is his face just turned to the camera
There's a couple where he's just giving a very stern, just looking off to nowhere, kind of just
Yep, he stared at that wall for 6 hours that day.
just staring into nowhere. He's got a couple of pictures of himself just shaking hands with random third world kids and stuff, because companies.
Wow, you surely will be someone someday. Or lunch.
He's He's just got this really tacky PowerPoint going on, and like everybody's just eating it up. They're just clapping. Like you see, like one girl in the audience just crying. She's like, she's so inspirational.
Everyone's so touchy-feely tonight. Good God.
And he's just basically going on and on about how nothing has brought him to this point other than pure success. He's just like, if you want to reach the pinnacle of your field, you have to make sure that you're strong, focused, and driven. You have to make sure that every time someone does 100%, you do 110%.
And under my breath, and also a wasp.
He's just like, no matter where you are today, you can be anywhere different tomorrow. So never give up on your dreams. Like, the more you listen to it, it's like a weird, like every other thing is like, oh, that's kind of inspirational, and then the other
And they
is
start
like,
playing this YouTube epic movie music.
Yeah, no,
and start
basically,
playing it in the background.
like that's just going in the background, like this, like picture like the Shutterstock like equivalent of sound, and that's what he's got. Like you can tell that whoever was in
They
charge of
couldn't
this
even afford
marketing was
elevator
garbage.
music. They just went with
It's
public
bad.
access YouTube.
It's bad. It's like we found like self-insert SoundCloud whatever, and we just there you go. Like some really shitty 16-year-old like did this in like 5 minutes because they just completely procrastinated the whole thing. And like oh fuck, he needed music. And he's gonna wrap up his long-winded speech about being your best by saying, no matter what, don't give up on your dream. Because if you give up on your dream, how will anyone else believe in it? And then everybody just standing ovation, just clap. Everybody just
And I'm
stands.
just
And just
standing
like,
there.
damn.
Barnaby is sitting there like, wow, that was conventional and incredibly inane.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, this man sure is going to be the subject of some fifth grader's presentation on who they want to be when they grow up.
More than likely.
Not just because of the money. Because
Like-
they're easy to emulate.
Think about like bootleg Bill Gates. That's what this is. So everybody sort of just disperses and like, it goes on, just like random, like regular,
I check in on Richard every once in a while. Like
yeah.
every like 3 margaritas, I give him a fresh cup of coffee.
Oh, that's really nice of you. He's very appreciative of that. Like every time you
gotta
come
counteract this. You don't want to melt him with your booze breath.
back, he's just like every other like coffee you bring him. He just says like one more nice thing about you. You're just like you're such
So
a
he doesn't tip. Good to know.
you're such a dependable person. You're really great. You're a hard worker. Like you're getting a lot of that. Like he's like progressively getting a little looser and like he's almost like that drunk kind of man. You're great. I like you. You're great. And you're just like
He's one of my besties when he gets drunk. All right.
yeah. So, what's William doing right now?
So I have a question about
What's
sort of
up?
my premonition ability.
How? All right. What's your premonition
It says,
ability?
at the start of each mystery, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. You take +1 forward to prevent it from coming true, and mark experience if you stop it. On a 7/9 plus, you get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen, mark experience if you stop it. On a miss, you get a vision of something bad happening to you, and the keeper holds 3 to be spent 1 for 1 as penalties to rolls you make.
Oh, that's scary.
We
We can start that right
we've
now.
sort of diverted from the original mystery that Barnaby saw, but would now be a good time
Oh, for sure.
for something.
Well, I think it's eventually going to tie in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
everything is
Yeah.
connected. So
Everything is. See? Everything is connected.
damn.
The code in the pigeon crap told me this.
Oh my god.
Because that internet forum also had the exact same watermark on that one, on page 72 of how to pick up girls and influence the bartenders.
Oh my god.
God, people are so easily manipulated.
Lord.
Still sipping coffee through the
Through the
mask.
mask. Oh my god. That's gotta be
I
uncomfortable.
stole that from Nurse Joy in that one episode of Pokemon.
Oh Jesus Christ. No, I think this is a great time for your premonition ability.
I don't have anything like that.
Okay. I'm starting to feel something coming on.
What you got?
What
William?
is
What could it be? Oh no.
Oh no, what did you
Wait.
get?
5 plus 2.
7.
That's whoa.
That was close. So read to me the 7 and 9 again.
You get clouded images of something bad that is yet to happen. Mark experience if you stop it.
For some reason, I imagine I see a midget dancing backwards for some reason.
Oh gosh, that's very clouded. All right, so on your premonition, I'm gonna say you get flashes of. Okay, so first, just so I know, in his dealings with Richard, have you kind of looked over at them at all? Like, have you seen Richard yourself?
I've probably been keeping an eye on him. Yeah.
Okay, so then you've probably seen him talking to Richard. So you see someone who looks vaguely like Richard. You don't really like see his bottom half. You just see him from the head down. And you just see blood all over his face. But that's all you really see.
Okay.
Whoa, that was weird.
I swear to God, if you drink any more of this coffee, sir, your blood pressure is going to rise.
He's just like kind of like sobering up a teeny bit, like from all the coffees, like kind of slowed down on the margaritas. He's
How
just
many
like,
times? Yeah, shouldn't you go to the bathroom to relieve yourself, sir?
"Oh, I've got a bladder like steel." He literally his stomach's just like, oh shit. And he's just like
Oh
heads
no,
out.
he's complimenting us again. Come on, boys, we gotta keep it going for at least 5 more minutes.
As he like rushes to the bathroom, you see somebody walk in just like briskly, like in a brisk like pace, and he's just like looking around. He looks very similar to Richard. And
If I was a betting man, but I'm not, stares at the camera, because gambling is an addictive process and one should never give in to such capitalist propaganda.
oh god,
Can you keep an eye on that screensaver or something?
I think it's okay.
Make sure it isn't like
Let me double check.
shut down or anything.
I made it so it wouldn't just randomly shut down, but you know, you never know. Macs are kind of terrible. Yeah, it's still going. We're good.
Whee!
Cool.
Yeah, so well, if I were a betting man, skip the Saturday morning cartoon lesson to the kids. God, I would love to play a superhero campaign where it's like every time in the encounter you have to stop. Like, remember, kids,
Oh god.
gun safety should always be practiced.
The more you know.
I stole that from Team 4-Star, but
Jesus.
yeah, well, and did Richard leave his briefcase?
He did actually.
I'm actually going to grab it and hold on to it just in case for
Interesting.
some reason the pigeon crap also told me this briefcase might lead to dangerous situations. So I'm going to hold on to it
That's
just
fair.
for now. And did Richard leave anything behind besides the briefcase, like perhaps a coat, a scarf, anything like that?
He just booked it. All he left was his briefcase because that was.
I'm imagining Peter Griffin tackling his way through like the Patriots
Oh my
at
God.
dinner where he's like just moving everywhere. It's like, I must get to the bathroom. Get out of the way.
No, he made a beeline for that bathroom. He's just booking
People
it.
flying in.
Like he had like his briefcase like probably like at the beginning of the night he was like holding on to it, but he probably in his like I'm like two-fisting like margaritas and coffee just sat it down and just completely forgot about it.
I'm just gonna hold on to it and perhaps just take a seat. Actually, no, because waitstaff can be fired for sitting down on the job. So what I'm going
don't wanna
to do
attract that
is I'm
attention.
going to balance a tray on top of the briefcase.
Oh, God.
Nothing to see here. Just me carrying the tray like a good subservient waiter would do at a situation like this. Yes. Yes. God damn it, they got in.
Patience.
Oh.
As you're holding that tray and like the briefcase, someone like staggers behind you and bumps into you. And as they bump into you, you hold on to the case okay, but like the drinks fall all over the floor.
Oh no. I immediately like do my shaky eyes and start putting on an act of, oh no, my job is in ruins because I promised Mr. Holton that I would specifically balance 8 glasses
Oh
on
my
a tray
God.
for his entertainment and delight, and now I have failed. Oh, woe is me. Oh no. What will I tell my 6 children who need
my
to be
God.
paid, who need their hospital bills and tuition for the private charter school paid? Oh no. I'm not being too loud about this, but whoever's like in a 6-foot radius will clearly
Oh
see
my
I'm in an
God.
agitation, like sweating. By that I mean I don't think I'm saying like.
Oh my God.
Ah.
So there were 2 people near you when that happened. First was the person who bumped into you, which if you do like turn to look at them, you recognize it was the man carrying in the big case, but the big case is nowhere near it. Like he doesn't have it on him anymore.
I'm imagining Judge Doom as this man.
I think that's fair. That's fair.
He also has the dim glasses on and like the hat. Like, he stole my look, or I
Like-
stole his look.
He bumps into you and he looks down and he sees what he did and he just beelines. He just bolts. He's not gonna say sorry. He's not gonna say anything. He's just awkwardly like, oh shit. And he
All right,
just
as soon as that
leaves.
happens, I drop it like. Usually I'm the one who no sells action like this, but this is different.
And then the
And
other
I saw
person
him.
that was near you is a young 18-year-old Asian girl
Mm-hmm.
who looks like she's like live streaming the whole event from her phone.
No, she's periscoping. Neat.
And she's like holding her phone up like this so you're in the background. She's like, guys, get a load of this. He just dropped everything. Holy shit. What an idiot. And like you can see like the little like reactions and stuff on her stream and everyone's just like doing like little haha reactions. You can tell this chick sucks.
I'm gonna take my roll of duct tape, and
Oh,
as
God.
I'm like, woe is me, I'm going to flip my head back and release the duct tape at her while she's doing that.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna
She needs
say
to roll a dex save in the other game.
I would say that's actually kick some ass right now. Do you wanna roll me kick some ass?
Sure. I'll kick some ass stealthily. Since when I attack from ambush or from behind, technically she's behind me.
Wait,
I have the sneaky feat.
how's your sneaky feet work?
When you attack from ambush or from behind, inflict +2 harm.
Oh Jesus.
I know it's a tough sell, but
No, we can do that.
I'm stealthily trying to kick some ass.
Let's go for it.
It's like, So is this tough?
Yep, you're gonna roll tough. On a 7 to 9, harm is inflicted to both of you. On a 10 or plus, you get the advantage and you get a +1 forward, or you can give 1 forward to another
Alright,
hunter,
The +2 harm makes.
or you can suffer less harm, or you can force them where you want them.
Alright. That is a 9.
Alright, so harm is gonna be inflicted to both sides then. So
It bonks off her, then bonks back. I'm like, God damn it.
So what's gonna happen is like you're gonna go to do that and you do it completely successfully as you want. Like you just completely bean her with it. And she drops her phone, and then she gets like this look of just like complete, just like, how fucking dare you? And she just turns and then she smacks you across the face for 1 harm.
Ah!
She's just like, who's in charge of you? Who is your boss?
But I was stealthy about it.
She looks at it as you're the only one near her right now.
Oh,
except
so
for the
she's gonna
guy
take it
who-
out on me no matter
She's
what.
gonna take it out on you no matter what. Like she's aggressively that type. She's just like, well, here's the wait staff. Time to be a
Oh.
douche.
Oh no, my manager, William LeBeau, he will never hear the end of this.
William, all right. I'm gonna find this William person.
Just gonna throw
What?
a hand under the bus.
What's going on here?
Are you in charge of him?
Yes, this is Eustace. This is my
Eustace?
employee, Eustace.
He hit me.
Eustace, how could you? You promised it wouldn't happen
I'm
again.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to tape together the glasses that had broken, and my hand slipped when I was trying to duct tape, and the tape just, for some reason, went to hurt this poor, innocent woman who was innocently Snapchatting her life away.
So what you're telling me? Not only did you harm this fine young lady, but you've broken some of our finest glassware.
He
How could
absolutely
you?
did.
How
he
could
broke
he?
them all.
How could he?
8 glasses.
Eustace, I'm sorry to do this to you. This is gonna go on your record.
You're a good boss. You're doing the Lord's work.
Thank you, I tried.
You cheeky bitch. It's like,
Now,
oh.
I assure you, miss.
I act sad.
This is... you
I
should
act cowed.
This is
God.
his second strike, and when he gets a third, and then a fourth, and fifth strike,
Oh my god.
he will be suspended for the next offense. So
He better be.
We will sacrifice him to the Rock Queen for his sins.
Oh my god. She's just gonna like take her. She's gonna pick it up off the floor and just completely just go back to live stream. She's gonna go pout in the corner.
I was hoping it was spider-webbed.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna record. Ow! It's like,
Jesus. You wanted her to just shatter that whole phone.
Yeah, I want her whenever she tries to live stream, she like pricks her finger like, ow!
Oh my
Death
god.
Death by 1,000 pricks, you little shit.
Oh, that would be poetic as heck. Oh my
Alright, I
goodness.
have one harm to me. I'm relatively okay, but I'm also experienced. So,
Yeah, no, see, harm like that is pretty easy to, heal back. I'd say, like, on a harm like that, you're probably...
ow, my fine skin is bruised.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
God.
even, like, she didn't hit you that hard, so it's gonna be, like, one of those things where, like, if you just, like, take, like, a good breather, like,
She
a
didn't
10-minute
like, she didn't
breather.
like break out some brass knuckles and then
Oh,
slap
yeah,
me.
no,
It's like, oh, no.
She wasn't going for blood. But she was, like, heated in the moment. So, like, after, like, a little while passes, if nothing else happens to you, you can go ahead and erase that harm for sure. Like, that'll heal naturally. So
then I take William aside and I'm like, all right,
what are you doing, Bond? You gotta be more careful than
something's
that.
been bothering me all night.
What is it?
That was an incredibly boring speech.
Personally, I thought it was sort of inspiring, but
You would.
that's besides the point.
You would.
Listen, you're not gonna believe this. I've never told you this before. Except for maybe I have, but I don't think you believe me.
I'm hugging the briefcase to my chest.
But sometimes I have premonitions. Now, I'm not trying to be racist, but you know that African American gentleman you were speaking to.
I think he's gonna get a cat blasted in his ass sometime tonight. Oh, no.
I had a vision of a man who looked sort of like the man you were speaking to, covered in blood.
You mean like the twin who just sat down over there?
like, you look over and it looks just like him. Like, he looks like, he's more athletic than his brother, clearly. Like, he looks like, he works out a lot. And
He looks more like wrestler bod rather than
Yeah.
computer tech
Or maybe
bod.
more like runner bod, like someone who, like, he does, like, mostly cardio with a little bit of upper body, like, just to switch it up a bit. And he looks like the years have been a lot kinder to him, like, for sure. Like, he looks like he has, like, none of the stress you would think that an attorney would have.
My God, that's him. That's the guy. Who is he?
Did he mention his brother besides that his brother was running late?
He mentioned that they were going to start a law firm together.
Starting a law firm together. Okay.
So you would know that he's at least
Did he
in the
mention a
same
name?
field. He did not mention a name yet.
So we have blank Thomas, I assume.
But he's looking over at, like, the little, like, guest check-in table, and he's, like, taking one of those, like, hello, my name is name tags, and he's, like, filling it out.
I'm going to sweep the glass under a table and then immediately.
Nice.
Ow, Daddy, my feet hurt. It's nothing, honey. Those shoes are just pinching you too much.
Oh, God.
You will grow used to the pointy stilettos, my dear.
Oh,
They will
Jesus.
woo you a fine husband one day.
Oh, God.
And I sweep it under there innocently with like my like duct tape covered arm, and then like
Oh, Jesus.
and I immediately pull out like a little tray of hors d'oeuvres and approach the hi, my name is. They were like, hello, sir. Would you like a Creole finger sandwich?
Oh,
It has like little faces drawn on them, I imagine.
Jesus.
Like, hi, my name's Leroy.
Absolutely. No, he goes to, like, take, like, a fistful, and he looks like he's, like, mad hungry. And, like, you look at his, like, name tag, and you see his name is Alan Thomas.
Alan.
like he takes like a handful, and then after he like eats them, he like stands up. He's just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And like he holds his hand out. He's like, "I really wanted to get here and meet some people, and I think it's really nice to have connections."
I'd like to still say I have the briefcase underneath the tray still.
Oh
so
my
it's just,
god! He doesn't
finger
even
sandwiches,
notice
dude. Ah, sweet, excellent.
He literally doesn't even notice the briefcase.
Doesn't even notice the one with the RT engraving on like the handle or everything.
Not at all. He's probably seen his brother's briefcase hundreds of times.
Yeah,
He's just
I
like,
shake his hand, and while he's doing that, I'm like, oh, you must be related to one of the men who is so prominent here tonight. Do you know the Thomas of Richard?
"Oh yeah, this is my brother. This is my big brother."
Good to know. He's currently having a panic attack in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, that sounds like Richie. He freaks out about the littlest stuff all the time. Like today even. Like I was running like just a couple hours late, just a few hours late, and I just got out of bed like probably like 30 minutes ago, and he's just like,
I look
"Why
at his
aren't you
hair.
here?" It looks quite disheveled. He's got like kind of like a mid-length, like kind of like frizzy hair kind of thing going on. Like he kind of tried to comb it on the way in, but it was kind of windy, so it didn't work very well. Yeah, exactly. Like you can tell he didn't have like any type of hair care utensil at all.
He used like a pencil. Oh, shoot.
No, homeboy was just not put together at all.
Hmm.
But he's like very confident in it. It's like he's owning it in a way where it's like that's even better than if he was like putting it off. Like he's really rocking it.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, he freaks out over nothing. Like, which bathroom is he in? I'll go talk to him.
I point him to the one that I clearly saw the beeline made for. Maybe he's even on his way out by now.
Oh, that'd be great. Even better. So like he goes in, like, he gives you a pat on the back. He's like, "Hey, thanks, brother."
Yep.
He just heads out.
Wanders up like, still no tips. It's like, I have been absurdly helpful that I usually am not, and I'm still not rewarded for it. Capitalism has raised me wrong after all.
Aww. So you were in the middle of having a conversation about your premonition with good old Barnaby here. So
And then I walked off like, screw that, I've got to go interrupt this athletic-looking man.
what would you like to do now, William?
So,
Quick, click the hint button.
Click the hint button.
Click the hit button, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've inquired what's the deal with the briefcase there, Eustace.
Not gonna lie, I think it might be important.
Important how? Where was it? Where'd you find it?
On the body of a man who was panicking like the heebie-jeebies because he was gonna make a very specific presentation to Mr. Holton.
Really? That's such a funny coincidence because I'm also supposed to present to Mr. Holton later today.
You are going second to last, and nothing is changing that.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say, like, as you're talking to him, and are you still holding the briefcase
Oh,
with
yeah.
the tray?
Still with a little tray of hors d'oeuvres.
From your perspective, you can see that the briefcase isn't locked. Like, it's got, like, the little, like, numbers put in, but the latches aren't down at all.
So,
Considering I was bumped into, that seems like it should have burst open when I was knocked into.
They might have been jostled open when they fell.
Ah! Just like, I didn't see anything explode out of there when I
Yeah,
hit
no.
the floor and that cute little Asian girl decided to make fun of some poor working class hero.
Working class hero. I think that's a good title for Barnaby.
so have you opened up the briefcase yet?
No, that would be untrustworthy. You're right. Alright, but we gotta do this somewhere else. We're in this. I assume we're standing in the center of all attention.
Not like the center, but like definitely in the open where people could see. Like if somebody were to be like, "Hey, did somebody open this briefcase tonight?" Oh, well, I did see two gentlemen with a briefcase.
Perhaps we should move over there. And I point over to like maybe a window that's not occupied or something.
Oh, for sure.
Well, you know, I was in the restroom earlier.
The owner of this briefcase is currently in the restroom.
There is the one in the back kitchen though that you were at.
The one in the back kitchen where I was at earlier.
Okay, fine.
Alright, so you guys head over there, and you notice, like, in the kitchen, like, it looks like they're kind of, like, sort of, like, taking care of a bunch of the dishes, so no one's really paying any attention to you guys at all. Like, everyone's got their backs turned for the most part. No one's being that observant. They're just like, damn, it just keeps coming and just keeps coming. And you guys, like, get to the bathroom, and there's no one in there at all.
Alright. And I slowly open it and lift up my shade so I can get a better view.
So, what you guys see in the briefcase is you see a bunch of folders, you know, normal lawyer stuff. It looks like he's got a couple of client files and stuff. But as you sort of shuffle them around, you find, like, a weird, like, black envelope that has nothing on it. Like, it's, like, just a regular lettered envelope, but they're not usually black.
I've seen enough Perry Mason to know that this is important. However, I've also read enough legal documents to know we could be put in jail for touching any of this.
It's not sealed.
What do you say, Bon?
Why am I turning into Fred Flintstone?
I love it.
I slap him. Eustace!
Eustace.
They're always listening, for God's sakes. And I say, all yours.
You open it up. So, when you open up the envelope, you find a bunch of Polaroid pictures, and you see a couple of them, and they look like just, like, little shots of, like, pieces of paper, and if you squint really hard, you can see that they're bank statements. And you can sort of make out that the account holder is actually Holton. So they're pictures of his personal bank-like statements.
That is certainly a way to make a final impression.
And then you see a couple of pictures, too, of him with a woman you've never seen before.
Okay.
They're not very clear, but you can make out at least him.
So, what could this possibly mean? There's nothing else in the suitcase to suggest that he's a client, which would make it very strange that they have his financial statements. Is there anything to suggest that he's a client?
Nothing in here, no. Nothing looks very formal at all. Everything you see for Holton looks incredibly informal. All the other client stuff looks like it's purposely been put in there to cover up this.
Well, I believe Occam put it best. The simplest solution is the easiest. Plus, notice, blackmail.
The proof is in the pudding.
That's, you know,
And that's not bringing
in my
me-
expertise as a playwright, I gotta say that's a little heavy-handed, but I'll give it to you, that is correct. It is literally blackmail.
And as you guys are kind of like sitting in here, like looking at the documents and the photos in the case, the lights in the bathroom just flicker. Not like oh hey, there's a busted light, but like you hear that hiss in the distance that's sort of like distinctive of, oh, is there a power surge?
This seems like a mystery worth investigating. Click, click, later. And I'm like, I've got to quick do my rounds. Here, you take this. I'm going to go out and do my rounds, make sure the coffee's going around, make sure all the people are nice and happy. And just go out there holding a tray, but no longer with the briefcase. I handed it off to him, hoping that William won't do something silly with it.
Nice.
I don't know why I would do that, because I know he will do something silly with it. But for the sake of argument in the game, I'm like, all right, fuck it.
He's got this.
He's got this. He's fine.
All right, William, what is your plan of attack now that you have this briefcase?
Well, this briefcase belonging to Richard Thomas contains blackmail pertaining to Mr. Holton Troy.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty cool dude, this Holton Troy, right?
Yeah, he
I
seems
like
pretty
him.
nice, yeah.
I like him a lot, actually. I sort of feel like we're kindred spirits. And now I think I've seen one of these brother has or is going to perform a violent act on someone. They have
Potentially.
this malintent,
Yeah.
in the form of these photographs. I probably should have consulted Barnaby about this, but
The wind just screams, Eustace!
Eustace.
alright, so I think my options are to investigate this a little further.
I don't think there's anything on my character sheet.
Nope, you have to go with raw.
Yeah, no. I'd say this is a mystery if you'd like to investigate it.
Okay.
Or you could even... I would even say you could go read a bad situation on that one, too.
Okay.
Whatever...
Is that one of my hunches then? Would be reading the bad situation?
Possibly.
When something bad is happening somewhere that you aren't, roll plus sharp on a 10 plus.
Yeah,
You knew where you needed to go just in time to get there.
that sounds
7
solid.
to 9, you get there late in time to intervene, but not prevent it altogether. Okay, so
I'm feeling a little hunch.
Cool.
also, if I wanted to use a luck roll, do I have to decide that before I roll?
Absolutely not. You can roll garbage and decide to do the luck point after.
And I do have +1 sharp. So
Well,
What do you have?
It's not a 5, is it?
that is a 4.
This is
Or a 5
That's a
with my
5.
I think I'm gonna use a luck roll if that's
Alright, no, go for it. So
That's
mark off a luck point.
alright.
So, you have an instant 12. What was the effect on a 12 plus?
you knew where you needed to go just in time to get there.
Alright. So, I'm gonna say, as you're sort of just deciding what you want to do with this briefcase or not, you actually hear a conversation happening in the next room over,
Just next to the bathroom in the kitchen.
and it's actually, you recognize one of the voices. It's Holton's voice, and he's just furious. And how do you choose to go about this? Do you want to kind of like peek around the corner, or do you want to kind of just listen in?
I'll get sort of close, like I was gonna come out
Okay.
of the bathroom.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm gonna,
Pulls a red Solo cup out of the trash and puts it against the wall and
So I'm gonna say, if you're like kind of like coming out a little bit, but like kind of like staying concealed, you see Holton has his back to you, and in front of him is the brother Richard that you saw Barnaby talking to earlier, and Holton is just screaming at him. You think you're gonna tear down what I worked all my life to build? Better men than you have tried. I will bury you. So, do what you want. Pretend you have an advantage on me. I'm gonna go about my night the way that I intended to, by helping someone else. I didn't come here to dismantle people. That's what petty people do. That's what peasants do. That's what you do. And he just like he just walks right by him. He does like the shoulder shove where he just walks through him, and like you can see like Richard just doing his best to not like just fucking break down. He's just like, shit, I did not expect that. This did not go the way I wanted it
my
to.
classism sense is tingling. I must make my way back to the kitchen.
After that, Richard's just gonna kind of
My coffee demon is not to be seen. Where is he?
he's gonna kind of turn to the point where like if he did come out, he wouldn't see you with the briefcase, and he's just kind of he goes back to the party very slowly, and as he's going, you see him like pull out his cell phone. He starts making a phone call, but he's walking too fast for you to hear what he's saying.
okay. Wow.
The thick plottins.
The thick does plot,
Oh
indeed.
my god. Oh my lord.
So,
I'd say it was an isolated enough incident where like you wouldn't have heard that going on.
I
if
know,
you're back
but
at the main
But I'd
floor.
probably like keep an eye on the kitchen. I probably would see Holton exit at least the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
like,
you,
I'm
you
trying to
saw
keep-
him exit.
I'm trying to be the human surveillance game, like.
Yeah, no, he like walks out, he adjusts his bow tie, he looks like business as usual, and then like a good probably 40 seconds later while you're kind of just, surveilling, you see like Richard walk out and he just looks like just completely shaken. He looks like he was like on this pedestal where he thought things were gonna be great and he just got knocked right off.
He didn't go last like I told him to.
He looks very forlorn.
God damn it. When I first see Holton, he's like, either he just had sex with one
Oh my
of the
God.
workers, or he just took a very important phone call and may have murdered William.
He have murdered William. Christ.
One of three options happens.
Oh my lord.
Then I see Richard go like, never mind, I know exactly which one happened. Alright. I am going to walk over with some coffee, this time to Mr. Holt, Mr. Troy.
Oh nice.
And like say, it looks like it'll be a very cool evening according to the weathercast. Would you perhaps like a warming cup of joe to keep you going, Mr. Troy, sir?
He's sort of like, he's a little shaken. He's just like, oh, that's a very considerate offer. Thank you. Like,
I am the coffee dispenser. I know everyone's secrets.
do you have any sugar on you by chance?
I flick a pocket and out pops like a little sugar packet. Like,
Oh,
here you go.
nice. Thank you. And he like rips it open. He pours it in the coffee. He just takes a big sip. It's like, I haven't actually been down to Oklahoma before, so it's really nice to, get a little Oklahomian hospitality. I hope everyone around here is as nice as you.
I would hope so too, Mr. Troy, as I take my tray of coffee and maneuver it around, do it to the other people, and then eventually with the last cup make my way to Richard, who I will maneuver my way around the room to get to him eventually with the final cup.
I'm gonna say along your maneuvering, someone actually does come up to you and stop you. He's a older white male who's got really short blonde hair and a really crappy Colgate smile. And he just walks up to you and he's just like, excuse me. I was wondering if it'd be possible if I could get some of the recipes for some of tonight's hors d'oeuvres from you. Would that be something you could potentially provide?
Oh, you seem to have caught me at a disadvantage, sir. I am a temp, but I can
no.
see if Mr. Jenkins will dispense with his beloved family recipes.
Oh, that'd be great. I think I've seen you around. You're usually in the park, aren't you?
I quickly rack my brain who the fuck is this? Who knows me?
So you actually do recognize this person too. He owns one of the local bistros. It's the only bistro because
The only bistro.
he's
He
doing
owns one of the bistros. Actually, the only one.
Yeah, no, basically, everything else is a really shitty, off-brand McDonald's, and this guy's over here all right, I want to open up an Italian bistro in Oklahoma, because
Man, that's dedication.
he's that guy. And you will probably have heard through the grapevine that he's been, trying his best to get this restaurant off the ground, but, no one really goes, because the food just doesn't seem like it fits the locale.
Oh, now I read what he's going for. Okay.
So he's trying to figure
I'm
out
going to steal recipes. That's
Essentially. He's just damn, this ain't working. Time to steal.
As we all do.
But politely, though. It's not
If
stealing.
they give it willingly,
it's
then
borrowing.
It's not stealing.
Yeah.
All right. I nod to him. Yes, my temporary
My temp jobs social worker finally came through on my years of wanting and needing.
You notice on his name tag it says Dennis Fields with a Z.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know
Yo.
you know from like your personal experience just around the town and everything, seeing him, that he's a generally well-meaning person. He's usually overly friendly. He kind of has like a very sanguine voice where he's always like doing his best to make sure people know he's kind, but no one really knows what he does when he's not in his restaurant. And that's a big talk.
Probably because no one cares.
No, that's a big talk of where you guys live right
Oh.
now, actually, because people are just like, I've never seen
He's
him
so
outside.
mysterious.
Like, literally no one knows anything about him aside from his name is Dennis Fields. He wants to open an Italian bistro. He's 40 years old. No one seems to know more than that. Like, they don't know his family.
It's the first age
They don't
I've
know.
heard. Like, it's a concrete age.
Yeah.
Hello, I am 40 years old. Like,
Because it's an established fact. Like, it's like, you would think that there
every
would
time
be...
he chooses, like, hi, Dennis Fields, bistro owner, 40 years old.
The only reason... You actually know this through a story, like a lore story through your town. The reason someone knows is because somebody actually got his wallet. He dropped it while taking out the trash, and they checked his ID. But when they checked his ID, there was nothing else in his wallet at all. No other identification, no money, no cards of any sort, nothing. Just a plain black wallet and one ID.
It's curious. A man who's trying to run a bistro has no line of credit established.
Yeah. He's got nothing. People have Googled him and they're just like, damn, this man has no social media. Not even for his restaurant. Like, he's got nothing.
Curious.
Does the bistro have a name?
Yes. The bistro is called Tre Magnifique.
Ah.
It's an Italian bistro
With a French, name.
Someone asked him about that once, and he's just like, he's been on record as saying, I just thought it sounded cool. You look visibly angry. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Man is an enigma.
Wow. An enigma, but either this man is the world's most luckiest idiot, or okay. All right, I will quickly get on that, sir. Thank you, Mr. Fields, for taking notice of me, just a humble wait staff person. And I quickly shuffle myself away and poke another way. Said, "Hey,
Yeah. What's up?
that guy over there, Mr. Fields.
Yeah.
He said he'll give a hefty tip to anyone who give him the recipes from tonight's stuff."
So like you said that to one person, but there were like 3 other waiters, and they all just like they just sprint. They're like,
Yes!
oh, it's fucking.
I don't need a phone because the rest of the night, like, moving on to.
It's like open season.
Yes, now I can focus on Mr. Thomas. And I make my way over to Richard.
And you succeed. And Richard is just sitting there. We got another coffee for him.
Coffee, sir.
He looks at it, and then he kind of just dejectedly is just like, I think I've had enough coffee tonight. But you've been really great. And like he holds out his hand and he gives you a $15 tip. And it's just like,
Wow, that's an hour's worth of work right there.
He's just like really dejected still, but he still notices that you're a really great employee, and he's just like, I don't know if you have like.
I'm not even being paid for tonight, so yeah, I am.
You are. He's just like, I
I'm
don't.
the best damn employee in this place, actually. More than I think about it.
He's like, I don't know if you're. I don't know if you can just sense stuff or you just know, but it's been a rough night for me. It's been nice having someone there reliably, so thank you. I hope that's not off-putting at all.
Shit out of luck.
Oh my gosh. And as he says that, he gets a phone call, and
Do I manage to spy if the number has a name attached to it, like out of the corner of my eye?
you do, and that name is Lillian Voss.
Do I recognize that name?
You do. Also, just real quick, frame of reference. How old is Barnaby and how old is William?
How many years ago did you miss that bus?
At least a decade ago. Maybe
Okay.
when I said 10 earlier, I was being a little generous to myself. Say I'm like 40.
That's
Man,
good to
10
know.
years ago, when I was in the prime of my youth,
How old were you then?
when he missed his bus or when we met.
Just how old are you now, I'd say?
That's it right now. Barnaby is late 20s, maybe
Late
30,
20s.
30, 31.
Right, let's rock on 31.
Yeah, 31. So William Voss. I think I heard that name earlier tonight, actually.
You did.
Well, maybe it was in reference when he was hearing something, but I didn't write it down because I'm a fool.
No, here's the thing. You both have met Lillian Voss. She was the reporter who wanted that copy of the performance earlier.
Porter. All right.
Thinking back on it, you remember.
Looking at. Excuse me, I have to take this.
Yeah, no, looking back on it, she's very familiar to you because you were both relatively back when you were kind of like back in like that same sort of like school days era. She was a couple grades underneath you. So you recognize her. It's a small town. There's not a lot of schools. So you recognize seeing her around. You recognize her like hitting the beat with like the journalism courses and stuff. And, you know, being the junior reporter back when she was like a teenager. And you were like graduating and stuff. She was very annoying. She had a reputation for just being in everyone's business all the time. And it's a small town. You could probably imagine
Except
how
for
that.
mine.
She had one conversation with you in which she asked you for personal details, and you basically just said no, never. And she took the hint.
Oh, I was gonna say she tried to hunt me down later, and I just evaded her at every turn. That guy was turned a corner and I disappeared. Where'd he go?
No. She has a very good, like, she's got a very good personality about herself where she's just like, all right, I want the story, but if nobody wants to contribute details willingly, I'm not gonna, like, be a paparazzi. She never wants to be a paparazzi.
Good to know. She won't cross that line.
She will not cross that
All
line.
right. So we have Trey Peak,
So,
Dennis Fields, and Lillian Voss is calling Richard at the moment.
as you see that, Richard just gets up and leaves. And you think, I would say you would probably think it's kind of weird, because you both would know Lillian to be probably about mid-20s, so like 26 at the latest, where Richard
Damn, she's
is
really younger than me.
yeah she's
Or
a
maybe
couple,
she just really advanced classes.
oh yeah, she's smart as a whip, but you know just from looking at him in the conversations, Richard is considerably older and definitely not from in town too. So it's strange that those two would have a connection.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, William, what are you doing now?
I probably want to make my way back to my partner to
Nice.
tell him what I heard.
Yeah, I think you
What I
guys both have
witnessed.
some relevant
Alright.
info to share.
All right, I'll let us meet up. Yeah, it's like easy.
Cool.
Like I just think we should both like crash into like, all right,
Yeah, no.
off to the side, not in here, off to the side.
You still have the briefcase too, right?
Yes.
Alright, that's important.
It's important.
That is an
We
important
can't complete
detail.
the quest without the briefcase. Oh no, you left me. Oh, quest failed. Oh well. Okay, I have something to tell you. I'm assuming you're gonna. I have something to tell you too.
And soy. Goddamn. You know what? Soy. That's how he talks.
I
we're,
like
not on the
soy.
we're not on the recipe detail anymore.
I'm
I
down
handed that
for
off.
it.
But anyway, Cub Porter is in contact with the attorney guy,
Interesting.
the out of town attorney guy.
And I witnessed earlier him having an argument with Mr. Holton Troy. They were, it looks like that, sorry, my voice hurts.
Oh, you're good.
My throat hurts.
Take a drink.
Let me take a little sip here before I go any further.
You just grab a margarita off the back counter.
Delicious.
Yes, imbibe more poison so you can slur your words and make your efforts most known to me.
It seems to me like Richard confronted Holton and told him that he had some dirt. And Mr. Troy said that he wouldn't be intimidated, and they both left upset.
Alright. So. Why would the reporter later be in contact with a man who was apparently going to approach Mr. Holton Troy, who is supposedly bringing so much good to the county, and yet he was potentially going to bring up his bank records? Where's the connection?
Let's see. The photograph with him and the woman is not Lillian, right?
It is not.
We would know.
You would know for sure. She looks like she's probably an older lady. Not like old, but like...
Middle-aged.
Middle-aged. She looked like
Closer
she
to
was...
his age.
Yeah. And she looked very, very, like, snazzily dressed. Almost as if...
For the moment.
Yeah, for the moment. It looks like they might have been caught on a date or something.
So, Eustace,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell?
What? I told you everything I know. That's all I know at the moment. I don't have any sweet premonition powers where I just see the patterns, man.
You could... Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, anyone could roll to investigate a mystery here, because this seems like a very...
Alright,
Very juicy mystery. That's gonna be a sharp, yeah. And then you can ask me any of the questions on
Alright,
the list.
I roll to see the connections. Oh, fuck, that's a 5.
That's a 5. Even with your modifier? I thought you had a sharp modifier, didn't you?
I know, I had a +2, but I still rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh, oof. Damn, that's rough. So, like, for you, stuff's just not clicking. It's just so weird. You're just really caught off guard by just the...
Damn townies.
Yeah, it's just like, why are there so many people out of town right now? It's sort of messing with your, like, connecting the dots flow. You're like, all of these outsiders, how do they fit in aside from just being money grubbers?
Maybe I could take a shot at it?
Yeah, for sure.
You seem to be our only hope, Mr. Kenobi.
Do you have a mod on your sharp?
+1.
+1.
That'll be helpful, nice.
Please roll a 5. Oh, thank God you rolled a 10.
You got a total of 11?
You get to hold 2.
Yeah.
Total of 10.
Total of 10. Still. So go ahead and ask me any of the questions from the Investigate a Mystery question list.
Do I have that on here?
It should
Come
be
back.
on...
No, it's on the front. Basic moves. No, it's on your
Yeah, the other sheet, that one right there. You want to just hand him that one?
Oh shit, I don't have that sheet. What happened?
I got another one somewhere I can bust out. So that way we
I
got
think
2.
I stole it. Oh yeah, I'll take this one. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, first page, investigate a mystery and help out.
Alright. Alright, so
I guess what I'd really like to know is,
Actually, that reminds me. There's a really weird guy hanging around earlier.
That might help too. You want to tell him about the weird guy before you...
tell me about the weird guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy carrying what looked like a woodwind, no, a stringed instrument case. But he was treating it really shitty. Almost like he didn't actually care for damaging what was inside, probably because it wouldn't be damaged easily.
Huh. I wonder.
So either he was carrying a concrete cello, or...
He was also the guy who bumped into you too.
Yeah, I know. And then later I found he bumped into me and broke all those glasses. However, he didn't have the case anymore. And rather than helping me or remoting it all, he just ran away, almost like he didn't want any attention drawn.
Wonder what that guy's deal was.
And that's part of a mystery, so
I
you could
didn't
use
follow
any of
him.
your questions on that too. You can also save your questions for later if you'd like.
I didn't follow him. I was too intent on ruining some poor little bitch's night.
Oh my god.
I see in the corner. Ow! Yes.
Every breath you take that makes you sad makes me stronger.
I wonder where we could find that case where he brought it.
Like, I don't know what it looks like, so...
I would say you both.
Is there live music here tonight, is the thing I would ask.
Yes.
So there is, like, an orchestra.
There is live music for sure.
Is it an orchestra? Is it, like, a guitar, like, quartet or something?
It's a whole, like, band. Like, it's like a brass band almost. Like, you know, it's very classical. You got a conductor, you got everybody on this one. Like,
Well, I have bad news. There's a live band here tonight, therefore there are going to be a lot of those cases in the back.
that is an unfortunate occurrence. So what I would say is it's the same gentleman you both saw going in before the festivities started, before you did your scene from your play. So you both have a decent idea of what he looks like. So if you wanted, you could ask around and see if anybody caught him doing anything else.
All right. I will walk out with my waiting staff and like, do. So like, I will bother someone who I think knows, if I recognize anyone who seems to be a very socialite type. Like
There is
I've
someone
seen.
who's very social here.
All right, who is it?
Across the room, at the drink table, with 3 other people, none of which you know. They're all out-of-towners, but you see a girl. She's in her mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
She's got very dark, very long hair. Her name's Kristen McAdams. And similar to the Asian girl you met earlier, Amy, she is huge into social media. But unlike her being, you know, just, I'm going to live stream, she's actually a media influencer.
I was just writing down influencer.
Yep, she's that. She does a lot of blogging. She does a lot of reporting. You know that, like, what she does is more factual based than just, oh, hey, look at me. I'm popular because I'm
Today on
popular.
Goop TV.
Yeah, basically. She's just straight up like, I would like to show good things to people and get people to have, like, more attention on stuff that should have attention. You know that, like, she's had a couple of different, like, campaigns and, you know, media pushes to try to bring more people into Très Magnifique, just because she's just like, you know, I like Dennis, he's a good person, he's weird and I don't know much about him, but I want success for him. She's a very good-natured person,
All right.
and she seems to know a lot of people.
All right. So I wander over with a screwdriver, the drink, and say,
Oh,
sure.
So it's the same. Wait, what?
Tell me what's going on. Crack the mystery for me and I'll let you live.
Oh my god.
No, I walk over. Excuse me, Madam McAdams.
Oh, hi. Eustace, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, she laughs with the name tag. Yeah, Eustace.
I was given an order for a screwdriver earlier, and you know everyone in town, and
Try.
I can't find them. I was wondering if you'd seen them around like the past 2 or 3 minutes, and I describe the man who was
With the frizzy beard and,
frizzy
you know,
beard, and who I noticed was carrying a band. Probably, however, he was not performing with
Yeah,
the band tonight,
yeah.
and that struck me as odd.
she's just like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Oh god, sorry, faces, names, they all get jumbled every now and then. Damn. And she takes like a sip of her drink. She just downs the rest of it, and she's just like, Benson Fritz. Yeah, that's him for sure. Benson Fritz had the big clunky weird case. Always in a hurry. Said basically nothing to anyone all night.
Yeah, is he around? I wanted to deliver this drink to him. Perhaps you could point me where he went.
I think he stepped outside 20 minutes ago. He might be out there, yeah.
Rats. Perhaps I will leave this by his case, so when he comes in, we can get a refreshment immediately.
Yeah, no, it should be in the back room. If you head backstage and you head towards the green room, it should be the 3rd door on your right.
Thank you, Miss McAdams. You
Yeah.
are truly a delightful influence on this community.
Oh, you too, Eustace. You're so great.
And I walk back, and as I'm going back, I just violently motion to William, like,
What is it? Eustace, what's going on? Where are we going?
Yeah, I ushered him to follow me in the back where I was like, alright. Some crazy guy named Benson Fritz. So,
You both do recognize that name. He's
do
very...
I know him with a beard or without a beard?
You know him with the beard.
Okay, so it's...
But it's much longer than the last time you've seen him. So,
He's graduated to full wizard.
what you know about Benson is that he doesn't make himself known around town very often. He only comes out probably 2-3 times a year, and they're actually for the local artist expo that happens in town. You know him as a toy maker, and most of his toys really suck. Like, no one likes his toys. Like, he tries to, like...
He just keeps making vacuum-based toys, and they're not that interesting.
No, what he does is he tries to make really interesting, really different, like, types of toys based off of either animals or based off of, like, his own certain style of people. But every time he makes a toy, he messes up a very crucial detail that makes it very unsettling.
For some reason, I gave it piranha eyes this week.
Yeah, no, basically, like, he'll give humans, like, duck eyes, or, like, he'll give, like, random, like, appendages way more detail than they should. So you'll get, like, this really simplistic felt doll with hyper-realistic hands. It's terrifying. Every toy he makes is a nightmare. And for some odd reason, he just doesn't see it. People are like, that's terrifying, Benson. Why would you make that? And he's just like, well, I thought the kids would like it. My daughter liked it.
I'm beginning to see a pattern with these people in town.
I don't know if you're getting it, but like,
Alright,
Reasnor's
small time
weird.
toy. Alright, the toy maker, small time toy maker. He's the one with the case. Either he's pitching another goddamn toy to Troy, or there's something we need to check out in that case. And if it's another goddamn goose with donkey legs, I swear to God.
Yeah, no, you both know, like, he has, like, really garbage toys. You've seen, like, several of them.
How did that hedgehog have human teeth? For the love of God!
Oh my god! Everything is just like, I would like to forget that. Every toy you've seen, you would just like to forget that. Oh gosh. So, you know where the cases are stored.
Into the
And
band closet.
it doesn't look like there's anyone backstage right now to even really stop you guys from taking a peek.
Alright.
So, upon heading over there, you peek in, and the lights are just completely, like, turned off. And it doesn't seem like the light switch is nearby. I'm going to have you both roll read a bad situation.
Okay, that's sharp. I'm reasonably good at that, I think. That's a 7.
So on a 7, you get to hold 1. So you get to ask me any one of the read a bad situation questions.
Are there any, can I sense any dangers that perhaps are not eye-catching, but perhaps I hear something or I smell something?
You do smell something. It smells it smells sort of like when people leave, like, a porta potty open as they're, like, draining it. But, like, picture that scent just 30 feet away. But not specifically 30 feet away. It's a very lessened scent, but it smells bad.
He finally did it. He finally tried to taxidermy a real animal into a toy.
Oh no.
And did it horribly wrong.
Oh no. Alright, William, what's your read a bad situation roll?
It's gonna be 4 plus 1.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, so
Nothing.
that's not gonna get you any more info.
Well, I think your hunch is probably fairly accurate.
Excellent. Can I have matches in my backpacks?
Absolutely.
Alright. I pull out. Can I have a candle?
Sure.
Alright. I have those, like, little vigil candles with the little paper, like, surrounding
I
it.
could
So
see
it's
that.
It's like, here, take one. Alright. I give a description of the case we're looking for, and I also, like, pull out, like, a clothespin and put it over the mask, like, ding. Alright.
Very fair.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for it. We're gonna figure out what the hell's going on with it. And then we're gonna go outside and find it. And if that doesn't work out, we're gonna wait for someone to murder the hell out of Troy, and then we'll figure out who murdered it.
Oh my god. So as you guys look around the room, I assume are you looking for just the case, or are you looking for light too?
Both.
Both? Alright. So as you're looking around, you see just a bunch of stuff that the band left open, like music stands everywhere that they didn't take with them. It seems as if they might have ordered 12 too many music stands, so there's just a random dozen music stands just soldiered in this room.
We left an open bucket of chicken here.
No, you see big racks of clothing that you kind of have to maneuver around, sort of like it's all like lined up, because you know they all changed into like their nice stuff, but they've got
They
their
got a band
in-between
uniform.
stuff. Yeah, and you see a bunch of different like woodwind instrument cases, some open, some closed, but unfortunately, the specific case you're looking for does not stand out from any of these other ones. They all just look like woodwind cases.
I'm looking for a string case.
Well, they all look like just strings, woodwind, they all look like instrument cases. Sorry.
I was gonna say, that seems odd. This one should stand out.
Yeah, don't mind that.
Is it practical to go in one by one and just open up each and every case?
We're looking for a string one so we can like cut out like
Oh god.
those fools won't know what hit them.
So you guys are investigating each case one by one, right?
Yes.
So we're going to do... Have me a good old investigate a mystery roll, guys. And I think your good go-to question right now would be, what is being concealed here? If either of you get a hold one or a hold two.
9.
So you got a hold one.
That is a 5
Six.
plus 1.
6.
6.
Oh,
So you get to mark experience, though. These are investigating a mystery is a great role to like fail on to get experience, because like you don't have to worry about, well, on a kick some ass roll you failed, so someone's just gonna just eviscerate you now. Like there's not horrible consequences on investigate a mystery. So Barnaby, I would say your two best questions right now would be, what is being concealed here, or what happened here?
let's go with what happened here.
Alright. So I'm gonna say, as you're looking around, you notice that there's sort of a pattern to how the instruments have been placed, and like a pattern to how the cases were stored. Now, with the band being a close-knit group, people who have played together for a while, it looks like they stored all of their equipment alongside like the far wall, sort of organized by instrument. But it looks like of all of the little closets that are shut, there's one open. And that open one has a really weird smell coming from it.
So in terms of what happened here, someone opened a closet and something happened in there.
Yeah, somebody acted independent of the group, it would seem.
Notice, O Thespian. All doors remain closed, save one.
Do you choose to investigate it?
Do we choose to investigate it?
Absolutely.
So,
I will
who's
hinder progress.
going first?
I will go first.
Would you roll me act under pressure? That's going to be your cool stat. So for act under pressure,
Oh, good.
seven
I
and-
have -1.
Oh no! So 7 and 9, the keeper gives you a hard choice, a worse outcome, or price to pay. A 10 plus, you set out to do what you set out to do, and then a 12 plus is extra effect or absolute perfection.
Well, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's a
5.
Hmm.
Alright, so you go to open, like to push open the closet, and as you go to push it open, because the door's like a little ajar, a gust of wind just slams it shut. And as it slams shut, and you go to try the door, you notice that it's locked. And there's a little, like, pin, like a little pin pad. So there's a code to get into this specific room.
Do I mark an experience?
Yes, you absolutely do.
Well, Eustace.
If I didn't keep succeeding, it'd actually be more powerful by now.
It seems that I have sort of screwed this up a little bit. You don't happen to know the pin pad for this door, do you?
You would not know, no.
Can we try 1, 2, 3, 4?
You absolutely can.
That's what I would do.
It does not open.
Well, Eustace, any suggestions?
I'm gonna read a bad situation,
Alright.
hoping that I can ask a question.
Absolutely, go for it. So you're an 8 at least.
That's 10.
So you got a whole 3.
What is the best way in? Hey, you
So-
stole one of my dice.
No, I didn't. No, I did.
So your best way in, you don't see there to be any other way into that room but through this door. So I would say your best way in would be either finding the pin for this, seeing if there's somebody that runs this event that would know, since, you know, or even if there's someone in the band that might know, since they're storing their stuff here. Or there's always the aggro approach, I'm going to break the door in. Those would probably be your 2 lines of logic you would look at on that question. You get 2 more.
Renegade or Paragon?
All I'm saying is, I have had a big knife in my pocket this whole time.
Oh god.
Maybe we could jimmy the door open and break the locks.
You can do that for sure. So I'm gonna say, for that, we're gonna do act under pressure.
Oh, good, because I'm really good at that. Do you want to follow that line?
I would go
Bernard?
with the
It's either act under pressure to stealthily get in, or kick some ass to break in.
But I can roll to help.
You can. So, to do a help out, 7 to 9 grants a +1, but you expose yourself to trouble or danger. 10 plus grants a +1 to the roll, and then a 12 plus lets your help lets them act as if they rolled a 12 regardless of what they actually get.
Alright, I'm gonna roll to help you preemptively. That is
And you're cool.
a 10.
10. So you get a +1 on this roll,
Lovely.
and then you'll have to describe to me how you're helping him out.
God, let me see.
So I'm attempting to jimmy open the lock with the knife, correct?
Yep.
Do you have any expertise in that area?
I put my hands on the door to feel the door, see if around the knob I can feel anything jimmying.
Okay. I like that.
7,
Plus, yeah, 7.
8.
8 total, and that was for act under pressure.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a hard choice. I'll give you a hard choice. So, you can either jimmy open this door with your knife and risk breaking it and have to, deal with that later.
The knife or the door?
I'm gonna say, yeah, we're gonna go with the knife. We're gonna have to risk breaking the knife, because it's not really meant for this. Or you can decide to find a different tool to try to jimmy this open, something that's less personal to you.
This knife was gifted to me by the great actor Nick Jackelson.
Oh my god.
Nick Jackelson, my old mentor,
Christ.
was an expert knife maker as well as a successful actor. So I have faith that this will serve me well and not be a cheap piece of shit.
Alright. I'm gonna do a random roll to tell you if it breaks or not. You will get in no matter what.
Believe in Nick Jackelson.
Your knife survives.
I knew it.
Your faithful knife pressed into this locking mechanism goes at full force. Like you jimmy it, and the numbers sort of glow, like the little pin pad numbers glow a little bit, as if they think you're trying to put in the password incorrectly, and then the door pops open.
Nice.
And good old Barnaby, while holding it, just shoves it right open, and you guys are able to walk right in. There is something weird you immediately notice if you're still in front, William. The first thing that's weird that you notice is there's no like windows and there's no air vents in here at all. So you're not sure where that gust might have come from.
How big is the space we just opened up?
The space is probably no bigger than the usher closet, honestly.
Oh,
It's
too real.
And
Oh, man, any man, Megan's gonna kick in and find us on our phones and get mad at us again.
Well, not at you, but she'll get mad at me.
Aw. So you open it up, and you see a bunch of like posters hanging out, and they're all like, you notice them from like famous movies and stuff. And alongside the wall, you see an instrument case, slightly ajar. It's not open, like all the way, like the lid's not up, but it's cracked open a bit. And you both notice that the horrible smell is emanating from that case.
I'm still hedging my bets on any really taxidermied an animal into a toy. Poorly.
There's only one way to find out.
Lord.
Luckily, I am wearing my sick mask.
That's
Therefore,
good.
I would
That's
technically
good.
make con saves with advantage because I'm covered. But yeah, I moved to carefully pry open the case while moving myself away from just in case might be a bat. If it's still alive, I feel so bad.
So you open up the case, and you see a few objects inside. You see what looks like a chicken bone. You see some wire, and a couple of like scraps of black fabric.
These clues really like the darker shades of hue.
Yes, they do.
So do I still have one hold left from my investigate the mystery of this?
You do.
What happened here with the chicken bone, the wire, and the black fabric?
So, upon looking at it, you touch the wire, and the wire doesn't seem sharp at all. It looks like it might be some type of recreational wire. It doesn't look like it could really do any real harm. And the bone itself is strange to you because it looks like a chicken bone, but there's nothing around it. There's not like any skin, there's not like any fat, there's nothing around it. It's just the bone itself. And it's very dry, so it's probably been here for a while. It's not fresh. And then the scrap of fabric looks to be torn around the edges, as if it came off of someone else or something else.
What's the smell coming from? From the fabric, just the case?
Just the case itself. And I guess the items probably would have the smell on that too, just because the items have been inside this case for so long. But you notice that this case is rancid.
Luckily, I
lost my sense of smell in the war.
And as you guys are like in here, you hear a knock on the door that led into this room on the outside.
The band room or the closet?
The band room itself. Hello? Is anyone in here? This door's not supposed to be open. Like you hear like them like kind of like open the door a little bit more. Not as if it's like shutting, but like you hear it creak and they start walking around. You just hear their footsteps.
All right. I need you to follow your dreams and act the shit out of you being drunk and can't find the restroom.
You want to go for that?
Who is that? Hey, someone there? I'm lost.
Are you still in the closet with Barnaby?
I walk out of the closet.
So upon walking out, you see a security guard, and it looks like he's just, help for backstage and everything. He's like kind of just event security. He's a rather stockily man. He's got sort of a full, like kind of like grizzly beard sort of around his face, and thick rimmed glasses, and he's just shining a flashlight. He's just like, what the hell are you doing in here?
I'm trying to find the toilet. I can't find it. Where is it?
Roll to manipulate someone.
You're an actor. You're supposed to be good at this. Win that Oscar.
6.
Got a 6.
Straight 6.
Straight 6.
No charm to plus onto that?
Ooh.
No charm.
Oh no.
Wait a minute here.
Come on, big money.
I want to use another luck point for this.
For real?
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the thing. On a 12 plus, they do what you want right now, and they become your ally for the rest of the mystery.
We now completed Mystery Incorporated 2.0.
So he's gonna like walk over to you and he's gonna be like, come on, I'll lead you to the bathroom. It's just down this hall. It's an easy mistake.
Hold on a minute. What's your name?
My name is Xander.
Xander. How do you spell that, Xander? With a Z? With an X?
I do it with an X. My parents were weird.
Xander. Xander, you smell that?
No, I don't smell anything.
What's that? What's that smell? So listen,
I am trying to sneak around them so that way they don't. That way the security guard Xander does not notice that I was also in the closet.
We're friends, right? We're friends. Yeah, we're allies.
Yeah.
Is there a light
You seem like a
switch
good person,
in this room anywhere?
He starts shining it along the other wall on the opposite side of the room where good old Barnaby's at.
I'm just
so Barnaby's able to like.
Yeah, I'm with the instrument cases.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hide myself to where like if he shines light, he'll see like the instrument cases and they will hide any shadows I would cast. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Like I don't know, like 1917. Like I'm hiding in the bar. We're like no.
While you're like maneuvering your way over, he shines his light on the far like north wall, and he finds a light switch, and he just flips it on, but nothing comes on. It's just like flipping it back and forth. That's weird. There was that surge earlier, but I thought that was just a one-off thing. I thought that was.
Well, I'm glad you got a flashlight.
Yeah,
Xander,
no.
my friend.
Let me lead you to the bathroom.
Well, wait,
It's
hold
pretty
on
dark.
a minute. You really don't smell that. I think it's coming from the closet over there.
I don't smell anything.
Come with me. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
okay.
bud.
Yeah,
Come
all
on.
right.
That's why he thought it was a toilet because it smelled so bad.
Come on, you gotta smell that now, right?
So-
Come on, you gotta smell this, man.
He gets closer to the closet, and when he gets there, you notice he's a little congested, actually. And
Oh shit.
he just does like a good old he closes one nostril, sniffs in, closes the other, sniffs in.
Meanwhile, I am trying to move my way to the doors. That way I can sneak out while they're distracted.
He finally clears his sinuses a bit. He's just like, oh dear lord, what is that? It smells like a skunk up and died in here. Ugh. Is that this? And he points at the case. Is this?
Oh,
do you know anything
that's
about
terrible.
this?
What's in there? We gotta open it up, right?
He
Who's
op-
bringing a dead animal into the...
This is a dead animal. Ugh. I'm not opening that. I should radio. I should.
No, come on, let's open it. I'm gonna open it up.
No, don't involve your actual job. Come on. I want to show you something weird.
So you open the case.
Hold my beer, watch this.
So you successfully escaped this room.
Oh, shit.
You're good. The security guard, poor Xander, he just goes over and he you open up the case and it's just like, oh, what the fuck? Is it a chicken bone? What is that?
This I saw Benson carrying this in earlier.
Benson.
What's up with that?
God damn it. Benson.
God damn it, Benson.
You know what? What's Benson doing here tonight? What's he up to?
That's a good question considering he's under house arrest.
House arrest?
Yeah, he's not
Is he
supposed to
security
be
guard
here.
or police?
It's a close-knit community, he knows.
I was gonna say.
So Xander, shouldn't we
We should report that.
we should go talk to Benson, don't you think?
Wherever he is, yeah. Like I said, he should not be here.
He must atone for his crimes of stinking up this fine establishment.
When you said it was Benson, I really didn't think much of it. That caught me off guard. He shouldn't be here at all. I didn't see him all night.
Why is Benson under house arrest?
You didn't hear about it?
No, what did he do?
He got into a spat with his wife like 3 weeks ago in public. He was down at the supermarket. They started fighting. He shoved her, and she was like, I want to press charges. And she did, and he's under house arrest now. And he took the kid and just left.
If you ask me, they should have arrested him when he put that unicorn horn on the swordfish. It was like a double unicorn.
It's crazy. Benson's weird. He's always doing something.
He tried to make the Build-A-Bear thing, but it went horribly wrong.
I told him he's not even a good toy maker. I don't know why he keeps doing it. Like, I told him, the whole world told him to stop after he made the donkey bear. His wife told him to stop after he made the tickle me armadillo with the human thumbs. And then I told him to stop after he made the human centabear. That was too much. Benson was like, the more appendages it has and the more segments it has, the more the kid can hug it. And I'm like, no, Benson, that's not what a kid's gonna think. They're gonna see that, they're gonna have nightmares, and they're gonna ask their mom to go live with, they're gonna ask their dad to go live with their mom. That's what they're gonna do. He's very exasperated. Like, he just takes a big, he takes his handkerchief out and he just wipes it his brow, and he's just like, God damn it, Benson. Sorry, buddy, you need to go to the bathroom, right?
I do, but actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I can hold it for a minute. But
you're sure?
We gotta find Benson, right? You haven't. Someone told me they saw him going outside.
Which way outside?
Outdoors.
The front, I'm pretty sure.
Out the front of the building.
Take me there.
Okay, we should go. Maybe we'll.
I will be out there having a smoke break.
Nice.
With the mask.
Nice. So you go outside.
Nothing suspicious over here.
And as you're looking, you don't see Benson at all. Like, you don't see him anywhere. But you do meet up with Barnaby, though. Barnaby, you did not see him either when you came out here for your smoke break, quote unquote.
Yeah, I sort of we paralleled across the room, and I got there before them. This episode.
Yeah. And Xander's gonna walk out with you and be like, "Hey, you see Barnaby around here? Or you see Benson around here, Barnaby?" He knows you.
Fuck! Damn it!
Now,
These fake names do me no good.
Barnaby, did you know that Benson was under house arrest?
Did I know he was under house arrest?
You probably didn't hear about it, no. That might be one of the.
That was not
things
relayed to me with the birds and their variety of messaging.
The birds might have missed that day. It was a seed-heavy day. They're like, oh man.
We were focusing on the national news, not the local news. That day.
Yeah.
Pretty bad day for the nation.
But you sure you didn't see him anywhere? You didn't see him out here? You didn't see him go back inside?
I saw him bump into some poor waiter and then rush outside, but that was about 20 minutes ago.
I should probably radio for backup then if we don't have eyes on Benson. And as he goes to grab his like radio, you guys hear a scream from inside the banquet hall. And Xander's like, "Oh, did you hear that?"
My milkshakes.
Rushes in.
He charges inside. I assume you guys are both following him or leading, or you're probably leading. Xander's not fit. He's not. Xander's
Is anyone
not.
in this game fit?
Xander's not a runner. And
Alan's fit, but he's the
Alan
only
is
one-
fit. Yeah.
He's the only one.
You get inside, and then the first thing you see is Alan hanging from the ceiling.